Oh, uh, hi, I'm Reizo Koizumi. It's about 10:30 p.m. in Japan. A little bit sleepy. But anyway, the I teach at the University of Teacher Education, Japan, and the presentation title is Social and Emotional Competence for Career Development and Perceived School Adaptation among high school students. The I'm sorry. Why is career education important in Japan? Japan is a society with low birth rate and aging, and there's a structural change in industry and economy, and diversification and fluidization of employment. There are changes in the environment surrounding employment. The working attitudes, job views, basic qualities in working of young people are not in a higher level. So you can find delay in children's mental and social independence. That is poorness of building relationships, decision making, a sense of self-affirmation and hope in the future. So there's an increase in the number of young people who have a tendency to become more a moratorium in highly educated society. And they don't go to college or find a job or go on to temporary with a low degree of career and purpose. So these are listed in a paper by Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. Uh, we call it mixed. I'm sorry. Okay. First, I'll explain the present situation of senior high school students in Japan. Uh, Nearly 99% of junior high school students go on to senior high school. So this figure shows the type of senior high schools. 56% of students go to regular course and 38% go to vocational courses. These are industry, agriculture, commerce, home economics, nursing, etc., etc. And the 5% of the is the general course. In this course, students can choose their favorite subject according to their plans. After graduation from senior high school, 56% students go on to universities or junior colleges, and 22% go on to vocational schools. And usually this is 2 to 3 years, and 70% get jobs. These are the main destinations of the students. These four abilities are proposed in career education at school in Japan. The first, human relationship and social formation ability. And the second is the self-understanding and self-management ability. Third is problem handling ability. And the fourth is a career planning ability. These are called basic and general competences in Japan. This slide shows necessary elements in the transition from school to workplace. The bottom part is basic knowledge and skills. And on this base, students need working attitudes and view of occupation and creativity, local thinking, and the four basic and general competences are placed in this level. And above these elements, we need the professional knowledge and skills. Our team developed SEL 8 career program. This means social and emotional learning of 8 abilities for career development. In this program, we aim to promote 8 abilities. They are called ACC, 8 career. C means competence. Social and emotional competence of 8 abilities in career development. 8 abilities are divided into 2 parts. The first part is 5 basic SEC, and the second part is 3 practical competences. I'll explain these in the next slides in detail. The first is self-awareness. This means identifying emotions and recognizing own strengths. Second is the social awareness. This means perspective taking and appreciating diversity. The third is self-management. This means managing emotions and goal setting. The fourth is relationship skills. This means communication, building relationships, negotiation, and refusal. And the fifth is responsible decision making. This means analyzing situations, assuming personal responsibility, respecting others, and problem solving. Some of you may know that these 5 competencies have been proposed by CASEL. It's a nonprofit organization in the United States, and it aims to promote social and emotional learning in the USA and other countries. You can see 5 competencies in the figure. Top left is self-awareness, and in the clockwise direction, you can see the self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, social awareness, and social awareness. And the surrounding these 5 core competencies, you can find classrooms, schools, families, and caregivers, and communities. This slide shows the 3 practical social and emotional competencies. The 6th is well-being, promotion, and problem prevention skills. This means the reducing experiencing specific problems, and the promoting mental and physical health, and also compliance. The 7th is coping skills and social support for transition and crisis. This means the dealing with stressful job-related events. I mean, they're getting jobs and changing jobs and transfer, and also important issues in the family. 8th is positive and contributor services. This means helping colleagues at work, voluntary activities in the residential community. This slide shows where these 8 abilities come from. They come from ASCD book. ASCD is the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development in the USA. That book was edited by Castle members, and they analyzed successful social emotional learning programs and found 4 areas are included in those effective programs, SEA programs. The first is life skills and social competences. And we adopted the 5 core competences as they are. And that is self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, relationship skills, and the responsible decision making. The second area is here, health promotion and problem prevention. The third is coping skills and social support for transitions and crises. And the fourth is positive contributory service. The second, third, and fourth areas correspond to the 3 practical competences. I mean the problem prevention skills in life and coping skills in transitions and crisis, and positive contributory service. This table shows the relationship between SEC 8 career abilities and basic and general competences by the Ministry of Education in Japan. The left column shows 8 abilities of SEC 8 career, and top line indicates the 4 basic and general competences in career education by MEXT, the Ministry of Education in Japan. So the cells with rights are related to both. I cited these cell items from a document by MEXT on career education, in career education. For example, you can see the understanding own roles is included in self-awareness of SEC 8 career, and it also corresponds to self-understanding or self-management of the basic and general competences by MEXT. And for example, understanding others' individuality is related to social awareness of SEC 8 career, and also corresponds to human relationship and social formation in basic and general competences. As you can see, all 4 basic and general competences are covered by SEC 8 career. The bottom line, here has no related contents in basic and general competence. We think that this positive and contributor service has a role of a kind of a lubricant and may not be listed as necessity in basic and general competences by MEXT. The left cover is a book published by ASCD, the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. The title is Promoting Social and Emotional Learning Guidelines for Educators. The 4 main areas in effective SEL programs are written in this book. We use these areas for constructing our 8 ability model in SEL program. The right cover is the book of SEL 8C, our book. the social and emotional learning of 8 abilities for career development for high school students. It's published this year in June in Japanese language. So the purpose of this study is written in this slide. Social and emotional competence has been becoming increasingly critical to students' career development. The high school is the last period for most students to prepare for their future career. This study examined the relationship between individual differences in SEC, social and emotional competence, for career development and perceived school adaptation among high school students. The participants were Japanese senior high school students of a school, the 10th to 12th grades. The number was 580. After the graduation from this high school, about 20% students go on to junior colleges or universities, and 40% enter vocational schools, and 40% gets job or others. And we administer 2 questionnaires. The first scale is ACC Ed Career Scale. This has 24 items and 4-point rating scale. The subscale are 8 subscales. The self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, relationship skills, responsible decision-making, problem prevention skills, coping skills for transitions, and skills for positive and contributory service. And the second scale is the school adjustment scale. It's called ASS, assess. This scale has 34 items, 5-point scale rating, and the perceived adaptation to the school environment is measured. The subscales are 6, the life satisfaction, support from teachers, support from friends, non-infringement, pro-social skills, and adaptation to learning. The responses to SEL Ed Career Scale were standardized. That means that scores were calculated and analyzed by cluster analysis. We used Wall's method and Euclidean distance. The participants were classified into 7 groups. Group 1 was middle ability, and the adaptation was also average. Group 2 was middle ability, but coping skills for transition was low. And group 3 was highest ability and adaptation. Group 4 was low ability, and the coping skills for transition was low. And group 5 was high ability and average adaptation. Group 6 was low ability, and problem prevention skills were also low. And group 7 was lowest ability and also low in adaptation. Now let's look at one by one. Group 3 were 76 students, and they were the highest mean Z scores. The top left figure shows mean Z scores of 8 abilities. This is group 3. And the top right figure is the radar chart of 8 abilities. The It's large and balanced. The bottom figure shows the life satisfaction sub-scores from the school adjustment scale. So the D3 scores were highest among the 7 groups. Their scores in the other subscales were also at the high level. I can say they are most adaptable to the school environment. Group 7 shows the lowest mean scores. There were 40 students, 6.9%. The radar chart is very small, very small. And they were also the lowest level in most subscales. The bottom left is support from teachers subscale, and the right is support from friends. You can say the students of this group are the most maladaptable to the school environment. Group 4 and group 6 were in the second lowest level in mean z-score here. Group 4 and group 6. Group 4 were low in the coping skills here, coping skills from transition in the radar chart. And group 6, and group 6 was also low in the problem prevention skills here. The school adjustment here, but group 6 were in a higher level of adaptation to learning than group 4. Group 6 was higher than group 4 here. Group 5 or the second highest scores at mean z-scores here. The radar chart is slightly smaller than group 3 and balanced. You can see the number of students was 107, 18.4%. This group was the second adaptable to the school environment. The bottom figure shows life satisfaction subscale scores. Group 3 is the top, second is group 5. And group 2 were average ability scores, as seen in the upper left figure. But this group showed low scores in the coping skills for transition here, very unbalanced. This group scores in the subscale of the school adjustment scale were in the low level. The bottom figure showed the adaptation to learning subscale. And the last, group 1 were the largest group, and the number of this group was 131, 22.6%. And their mean z-score were just middle, and the radar chart was middle size. Their perception of the school adjustment was also at the average level. The summary that these 7 groups and clusters showed each unique characteristic in social and emotional competence in career development. And their perception of their own school adjustment was different from each other. And the group 1 was middle ability, and the adaptation to the school was also average. Group 2 was middle ability, but coping skills for transition was low. Group 3 was highest ability and adaptation. Group 4 was low ability and coping skills for transition was low. Group 5 was second high ability and adaptation was good. Group 6 was lower ability and the problem prevention skills were also low. And group 6 was lower stability and also low in adaptation. So the next step is to examine the effects of social emotional learning aid career program on career development and the school adaptation of high school students and their way of life after graduation. This figure shows a process of the supposed effects of SEL aid career program. The program promotes career development related competences, and they have influence on school adaptation and career decision making. We expect it will lead them to proper career choice after graduation, such as university, vocational school, or job. So this study showed that during this process, we need to pay attention to individual differences in career-related social and emotional competence. This photo shows a trial class of SEL 8 career program at a part-time high school. The classes start at 5:20 p.m. and end at 9 p.m. About 30% of the students have experience of school refusal, school non-attendance in junior high school or elementary school days. The blackboard shows how to convey what you want to say. First, the main points, and the explanation follows. These is a point and of skills they study in this class. And a large part of students are not very good at communication with others. So here in this class, they have been learning what to say on tablet PC in advance of real role playing. So for these students, the curriculum is a little bit different from the other classes, but anyway, we hope this program can promote their social emotional competences for career development. This is the list of the papers. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Any questions or comments?
Thank you, Reizo, for your presentation. It is very interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The next is yours, Iva.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I share a screen? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Just a moment. I have to find it here, but I have to go at the beginning. Is it okay? Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. Okay. I will present a work of mine and of my colleague, Toni Babarović. We're working together in this field for, I don't know, after graduation. So these are plenty of years by now. And this is our study in which we would like to study some determinants and outcomes of career transition after secondary school. In the last several years, we have been involved in working on the role of protective and risk factors in career development, because all career theories always say that it's very important to realize personal values and goals and to fulfill interests and so on, follow a personal strength, etc. But in reality, it does not look such as that. Because plenty of adolescents are just forced into some careers, either due to their socioeconomic status or low grade point average in their schools, or they follow some gender stereotypes, or they are pursued by their parents to engage in some careers, etc. So in some idealistic situation, there is really such a great impact of interests and values. But in reality, there are a number of factors that play a very important role in someone's career choice. So some traditional theories like Holland's and Super's place major focus on congruence and career maturity. Some modern theories like career construction theory or career social cognitive theory or theory of Linda Gottfriedson place focus on some other facilitating and inhibiting factors. So now we have for maybe 2 or 3 years ago, we have searched the literature and also conducted an empirical study to try to make a systematization of the broad range of protective and risk factors that may influence somebody's course of career development. So we have conducted 8 focus groups with students of primary schools, secondary schools, university students, some career specialists, some psychologists who work in schools, etc. And we asked them in a conversation to identify some major factors that intervene with somebody's course of career development. And these are some most prominent things that they have said. They have placed focus on cognitive capacities because they say that cognitive capacities, academic achievement, very much determines somebody's career choice. They have also said that the belief, not actual cognitive capacities, but the belief in personal capacities is crucial for the accomplishment of career goals. They have also said that career choice and career transition place a great deal of stress on adolescents, particularly in high school. They also stress that when they are adolescents stressed, that reduces their intrinsic career motivation. They actually are not so interested to try to follow their plans. They're just interested to accomplish some particular narrow goals. Then they also identified some fatalistic ideas like this is the career that I will choose now and it is for a lifetime. I have to go to the university, and that places some stress particular to them. Then all of them focused on parents, peers, and climate, and the school climate as some influences that stick to adolescent choices. And then they also identified a number of socioeconomic factors and the lack of educational opportunities that they limit some adolescents' career choices. So those, some maybe the most frequently said ideas we have, and others we have conceptualized in a small model, if that can be called a model, of the most prominent protective and risk factors, where one of those factors are the personal factors like cognitive capacities, academic achievement, stress resilience, belief in personal competencies. The others are relational factors that come from social support or depending on others, and some are situational like socioeconomic status, educational opportunities, etc. All of those 3 types of protective and risk factors influence the course of somebody's career development. Now, at the moment, we are in the first phase of our scientific project that is called Free Career Choice, and we have postulated free career choice model in which we have integrated 2 constructs. One is protective and risk factors, and the other one is career motivation, as some additional constructs to career readiness, congruence, and career outcomes that are of major focus in main career theories. So in this paper, we would like to explore some potential influences of some of the protective and risk factors on career outcomes. So this is our goal for this paper. So we will study some different protective and risk factors and how do they play a role on career development of adolescents. So we will focus on core self-evaluations, on extroversion and conscientiousness, on social support, academic achievement, socioeconomic status, and gender. So this is all, the study here is conducted under the project Free Career Choice that was funded by Croatian Science Foundation. This is the pilot study for this project. So in particular, we will focus on high school seniors, so the people who are in the last grade of secondary school, and we will monitor them for a year and a half, just to explore their career maturity and other factors that are relevant for their post-secondary school transition. So we will explore, first we will see how many individuals have achieved their career goals, and are those who have achieved their primary career goals really more satisfied, engaged, and successful in their study and work. Then we will also try to explore which determinants are crucial for that, whether somebody will or will not achieve their primary career goals. We will study some protective and risk factors, but also some constructs from the domain of career readiness. And at last, we will try to see what is the particular role of protective and risk factors in career development. So we have followed a little more than 400 high school seniors. We have approached them in 2 times, in the last grade of high school and a year later, after their transition to further education and world of work. In high school, we have measured several constructs. So this is personality by Hexaco 60, then some core self-evaluations, then perceived social support, their school achievement, their socioeconomic status. So these are protective and risk factors that we have placed focus on. Then also we have measured their career adaptability, their career decision-making difficulties, and also career readiness. So these are the constructs from the domain of career readiness. And after transition, so a year later, we have checked whether they have or have not realized their primary career choice. And we have also measured their satisfaction with a job or study where they are at the moment. Now, then we have measured their work or study engagement, and we have also measured their perceived study or work performance. So these are some career outcomes that we have placed focus on. So our first question was their transition after high school really successful? So we have asked them, have you realized your primary career goal? Have you enrolled in the preferred university for all those who have enrolled in universities? Or have you got a job that you wanted for all of those who have found a job after their high school? So the answer was really yes or no. So a dichotomous variable. We have taken together all of those who said yes and all of those who said no. No matter whether they have been enrolled in university or whether they have enrolled in a job. So approximately little more than 60% of them really achieved their primary career goal. But is that too little maybe? I don't know, maybe in some better situation that could be a little more than 60%. So almost 40% of people did not succeed to realize the career goal that he or she wanted. So why is this important? This is very important because all of those who have really achieved their career choices that they have postulated that will be their direction after the high school, actually also showed those who achieved their goals showed greater job satisfaction or study satisfaction. They have also showed greater engagement in their studies, and they have also showed a little stronger job performance or study performance than people that haven't realized their career goals. These effects are particularly strong for job satisfaction. So all of those people people who have really achieved their career choices career goals, they have also said that they are really more satisfied with their studies or with their jobs. So the secondary question were the determinants of the realization of career goals. What are those? They are coming from the constructs of the career development theories, like readiness, like adaptability, difficulties in making career choices, and the other ones are coming from the source of protective and risk factors that may influence career development. I have listed them previously, so I will not iterate it at the moment. So we have examined the importance of these two groups of constructs for the realization of career goals. We have conducted two manovas. The first one was considering career development constructs, and the other one, protective and risk factors. So at first, what was the role of career readiness? The people who have realized career goals and the people who have not realized career goals. So those who have realized career goals and those who have not realized their career goals, just a little bit. These are marginal effects. So they just a little bit differ according to career readiness and to career adaptability. In high school, they showed somewhat greater career readiness and somewhat greater career adaptability. But these are really, really small differences. There are almost no differences in career decision making. These effects are really of a small size. But when coming to the role of protective and risk factors, now when we compare those who have realized career goals and those who have not, these effects are a bit stronger, let's say so. So there are some protective and risk factors that play some important role in realization of career goals. So these are core self-evaluations. People who have realized career goals have better core self-evaluations than the people who haven't. They were also a little bit more conscientiousness than the people who have not realized career goals. They were also achieved better they acquired better academic achievement during the high school, and they also had greater socioeconomic status. This is expressed like a factor score, so this is the reason why the scores are coming from 0.24 and 0.27 in minus. So these are some important determinants of the fact whether somebody will or will not realize career goals. Core self-evaluations, conscientiousness, grade point average, and socioeconomic status. So the role of protective and risk factor was clearly observed. Individuals who realized their desired career goals achieved high grade point average, had higher family socioeconomic status, exhibited higher levels of conscientiousness, and also expressed better core self-evaluations. To some extent, they also showed somewhat greater career readiness in high school and somewhat stronger career adaptability in high school. But however, the role of protective and risk factors was greater than the role of constructs coming from the domain of career readiness. Previous research has demonstrated that career outcomes are just weakly related to career maturity. There are plenty of studies in this domain. These are just some of them. Correlations between career maturity, different scales, different indicators of some career outcomes are just really weak. So the other theories that place focus on some other aspects that may impact career development are now coming to focus. And our study also suggests the importance of the inclusion of some other factors that we have named protective and risk factors in the model of career development. So by this pilot study that has showed us that some factors is really important to cover in our main study. Now we will play in our free career choice project where we'll follow students for 3 years in the period from 11 to 18 years, some cohorts that will be. We'll follow them for 3 years. Now we'll study also among the other factors, the importance of protective and risk factors in the career development in adolescence. So we will be very happy if we will find some interesting results in the next, and then if so, we will present them in the next CF conference, but we will have to wait for that. So thank you for your attention. These are our emails. So for some other questions, I'm here. Thanks.
Thank you for